Hello and welcome back to Old Truthford, the home of honestly biased sports content. How's it going, everyone? Let me see if I can just get this all set up for us. Blaze present. Don't worry, I don't keep a register. It's all right. You don't have to say present. Local noob, Garnacho, Hannibal, Mount, all starting. So excited to see them play again, bro. Yeah, well, we're back again for Back of the Net. So today we'll be covering the Manchester United versus Newcastle Carabao Cup game, which, funnily enough, was the final last season. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's Newcastle are definitely going to be up for this, given Eddie Howe's post-match speech that came out regarding the game against Newcastle last season. So they will definitely be up for this. But yeah, let's run through the starting 11. So Onana in goal, Lindelof and Maguire at centre back. We don't have any Varane in the squad, so he's not on the bench, which is quite interesting given that he was also left out of the City game. So probably I'm going to go with injury being the most likely reason why he's out. I can't see Ten Hag saying tactics again. But yeah, I think Varane must have picked up a knock. When it comes to the fullbacks, we've got Sergio at left back, which is good to see. Hopefully he is also recovered, because his performance against Copenhagen, it wasn't really the most convincing, and I'm pretty sure he was injured at the time. So yeah, hopefully Sergio can have a good game today. DALOT also in the team. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka has just come back from injury, so didn't expect him to start straight away, but wouldn't be surprised to see Wan-Bissaka come on at, say, maybe half-time, maybe at 65 minutes, just as he did, ironically, against Newcastle in the final of the Carabao Cup last season. So hopefully Wan-Bissaka can come in and secure the points for us. Casemiro sitting at CDM, he's obviously coming back into the side also, after picking up a little niggle with Brazil. So happy to see him come back. I think he's been a big miss. I think a lot of people jumped on him early on in the season when he's notoriously been a slow starter when it comes to the start of the seasons. And having even said that, he has scored 4 goals this season, I believe. So even as a slow starter, that's pretty decent from Casemiro. Alongside him in the midfield, we have Hannibal and Mount, which are pretty much just energy personified. Mount's going to be running around. Hannibal's got the steel to put a challenge in and to back up Casemiro, bring in a bit more physicality. And Mount, we could very well be looking at 4-2-3-1, by the way. We could be looking at 4-2-3-1 rather than 4-3-3, with Hannibal sitting deeper and Mount just being the lone cam. But yeah, Mount hopefully will shine this game and actually show why he's come into the squad, because we're still yet to see it. He's had one good corner with Casemiro. He's shown some signs of promise, but not nearly enough to justify being a 60-odd million, 55 million, 60 million signing for Manchester United. So hopefully Mount can kick on now and just have a good game at least against Newcastle. As for the front three, we have Garnacho on the left wing, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy about, considering Marcus Rashford's form at the moment. Yeah, a lot of people have been calling for Rashford to be benched or dropped, so I think this is the best option. I think having Garnacho come in, it's a good sign. And against Newcastle particularly, we're going to need a lot of energy. So for Garnacho to come in, I think it's perfect timing. As for striker, we do have Martial coming into the fold yet again, replacing Højlund, which again, if we look at our results this season, I think we've struggled to score more than 2 goals in games. And the one time, or I don't know if it's been one time, but the most recent time that we've scored 3 goals this season has been with Martial and Garnacho in the front line. So I think they've more than deserved and earned this opportunity to come into the team. And on the right wing, we have Anthony, who realistically is going to put in at least a 6.4 performance. He's going to put in an average performance at least. He's going to track back. He's going to help DALOT. And yeah, I think having Anthony and Garnacho in the same team, they actually quite complement each other, because Garnacho will almost always take the man on if he's not going to pass the ball back, and Anthony does cut inside, so it kind of balances out the team, because we've got a mixture of both kind of attacking styles. And Martial to come in, drop in a bit deep maybe, and leave a lot of space for them to run into. So yeah, I'm quite excited, quite optimistic for this. The only thing I'm scared about is Newcastle will be up for it. But yeah, let's see what you guys are saying. Blaze, relieved to see some people get some minutes. Yeah, it does feel like we've just been living in Groundhog Day, really, over and over again. Seeing the same starting 11. It was getting quite painful, and I think Ten Hag had the perfect excuse of, oh well, it's a cup game, so I can bench some people, rather than, oh yeah, I'm doing it because yeah, they're not playing well, so he'll use that excuse of like rotation. Score prediction, boys. Yeah, guys, what's your score predictions? I'm also feeling a 2-1 win. Local noob. How local are you? Manoa, I'm very confident with our lineup, and I don't know where this leaves us with Marcus and Bruno. This just feels balanced. It does, and I think more so than anything, it just gives us a bit of a freshness, because even if it's not in terms of physicality, I think even the fans are just getting tired of seeing the same players start over and over again, and seeing the same performance over and over again. So yeah, no, it's good to have that bit of variance. What's good, Suhan? How you doing? Local noob. Now, Garnacho deserves a start, and Mount and Hannibal are both hardworking midfielders who are going to help out Casemiro. I feel like this is good. I don't know if Hannibal's put in any like terrible performances when he started so far. I mean, yeah, you could say that he's been average, but he hasn't put in any proper stinkers where you're like, okay, he did absolutely nothing that game. You can see that he'll at least run his socks off. So yeah, no, definitely a positive, someone to rely on. But no, I personally think Bruno and Rashi aren't having a balance effect, because we didn't have overlapping good defensive left back in Shaw and a CM like Pogba. Thoughts? I do think if we did have a strong defensive fullback, then Rashford's game would improve a lot, because I think Anthony last season had, even though he was still had teething problems and he was still getting used to the league and everything, he did score some pretty big in some pretty big games, and I think he did show quite a lot of attacking intent with the amount of shots they did have, and he had the liberty to get so far forward, Anthony, because he knew with Wan-Bissaka at the back, like it just takes it off your mind and you don't have to double think your decisions. Whereas with Rashford, having Lindelof at left back, surely he's got to be thinking like, okay, I'm going to have to sprint back now, or I'm going to have to do this. So that could play a part into it. And yeah, we don't really have a strong left back when it comes to defensive work. It's because I don't really rate Shaw's defensive work that much. I think he can read play quite well, but as a natural defender, I don't know if it's necessarily in him. And Malacia, he was never known really for his defensive work. Good work rate overall, so he's quite average at going forward and average at going back, but he's not particularly skilled in either of the two, whereas Wan-Bissaka, you know what you're going to get. Blaze, Mount has to deliver today. He does. I think Yeah, Mount just needs to kick on now. He even if I just want him to pick up at least an assist, and then I think I'd be happy with that. Local noob. Anthony being back as well is great. Even when he doesn't perform well, goals and assists wise, he constantly tracks back and helps out DALOT. Even too much sometimes, like we saw against Tokulo. Yeah, well, DALOT needs all the help he can get because I'm sorry, I'll die on this hill. DALOT is not made for defensive work, and in the big games he will get shown up time and time again. I guarantee you that. And this is a relatively big game now. Like we, even though we're rotating, and it should be quite a comfortable win, Newcastle are a completely changed side. So this is a big game now. I feel if this team plays well, Ten Hag has to keep this lineup for the next game, and he's in Bruno and Rashi, unlike what we did versus Palace. I agree, Manoa. I agree. I think well, a similar lineup won the game 3-0 against Crystal Palace, and albeit Crystal Palace's C team, okay, cool. Now against Newcastle, if they can do it against Newcastle, then surely they have to play in the actual Premier League matches, because it's not like Newcastle are just going to roll over. So, yeah, no, 100%. Local noob, nah, man. Bruno needs to play in number 10. Ten Hag just wasting him at right wing. Yeah, 100%. Nobody wants to see Bruno at right wing. Suhan, I just want to see us play good football and win, honestly. The City game ruined me. To be honest, were we expecting any differently? The only reason I didn't get too hyped up about the City result was because, like, I'm sorry, but what team in the league is going to beat Man City with Lindelof at left back, Johnny Evans, Maguire? And I'm not saying Maguire had a bad game, because I think he was just average like the rest of them. And I don't think he was particularly at fault for any of the goals, so can't really say too much about Maguire there. But who in their right mind would go into a Man City game thinking that we're going to win with Lindelof, Maguire, Evans, and DALOT? Like, the most frustrating thing about that game is just that the referee screwed us. So as long as we can get through games without the referee screwing us, that's all I ask for. Just a fair game. Okay, Blaze is going for 2-1 as well. Local United fan from Croatia, mate, says local name. I don't know if that works. Local United fan from Croatia. What's going on there? Suhan, 1-0 scrappy win. Yeah, sounds about right. Shaw and Malacia could not come any sooner. Leitch's a possible write-off this season, yeah, which is terrible. Varane most likely injured. I think it's about time we cashed in Varane and got that Saudi money, to be honest. If he's not going to be available to start in like, what is it? Probably 40% of the games, if not more. I think we need to cash in, get off 30 mil for Varane, and find a young centre-back, because, yeah, he's had good times. Yeah, he probably does want to help United get to the top, got the right mindset, got the winners' trophies, but if you're not able to turn up, then you're just a cheerleader with experience, aren't you? So what's the point? I think we need to bring 2 or more defenders come January transfer window. I think I would agree with that. So who do we have coming back from injury? We've got Malacia, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka. So we're obviously not going to get any fullbacks. Could we possibly get a centre-back? Could we get a centre-back on loan? Because, you know, they're not going to spend money. Could we get a centre-back on loan? What centre-backs could we get on loan, guys? Anyone? How's everyone's ball knowledge? Does anyone know any centre-backs? Are you guys free? Do you want to play centre-back? We'll take anyone. Also, I think Altair needs to play at some point, because if not, he'll be rusty for when Onana leaves. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen when Onana leaves, to be honest, because you're right, because Altair is not actually getting any of the training to... How can he get up to speed with Premier League football if he's not playing Premier League football? I don't understand that. It's a bit confusing. I agree. I think I don't know what game he'd play him in though, because obviously people are saying he should have started today, but if we go out of his cup competition, then it sets the tone for the season. Like everyone's heads are going to go down. It's like we've dropped out of the competition, but we've got probably the highest chance of winning the Carabao Cup. We are nowhere near the top 4, and we're in the Champions League group stage by the skin of our teeth. So I think at the moment it's like all hands on deck. Like Ten Hag can't risk any game at this point. So I think that's why Olte's not starting. Potentially an easy game in the league, but we've even seen us struggle against Sheffield United. So I don't know when Olte is going to play. It's a good point. It's not an ideal scenario. I think Mount will have a good game. I certainly hope so, Keelan. Blaze. But to be fair, it's not his fault. He said more games coming in. I think one more season, then we cash in. True. Problem is, Varane is still by far our best centre-back when he plays. I say keep him for this season and maybe even next season. Here's a Rolls Royce. Shame he can't play all season. I think I'd argue that Martinez is a bigger loss, to be honest, than Varane, purely because of the style of play that Ten Hag wants to actually go with. Like, yeah, Varane can drop off. Varane can turn up and organise a defence like with his eyes closed, but I think for the actual plan of where Ten Hag sees the team going, Martinez being out for so long it's like a shot in the foot, really. And that's almost down to the medical team, because they were playing him when he was injured, and they said that they misdiagnosed him with the injury that he had. Maybe he would have had to get surgery anyway, but that's all on the medical team. So hopefully the creepy Arsenal doctor that's joined us can actually, I don't know, knock some sense into everyone. There's this guy from Benfica, Antonio Silva. Okay, I'll have a look at him after the stream. Bayındır should be quite decent. Turkish league is a good league, and he was starting there. Got replaced by a world-class keeper in Livakovic as well, says local Neeb. Yeah, I think... I don't think he's going to be trash, but I think as well, the problem with Bayındır, what happened with Onana at the start of his United career, struggling to, to even make a save, I think that also delayed his starting time, because Ten Hag can't bring Bayındır in when he's just spent like 50 mil on Onana. And then what happens if like Bayındır starts performing well? The fans are going to call for Bayındır, and then it's just going to shoot Onana's confidence to pieces. So I think that's why Ten Hag stuck with Onana in the Crystal Palace game. And I think that's why he's sticking with him now, because he's finally hit a good run of form. And when goalkeepers hit a good run of form, I don't think the best idea is to, yoink him out and just take him away from it. Onana is definitely going to, he retired a while back, but was back with them in October. Yeah, he's definitely going to be, going to play for his national team, because, it's your country, isn't it, surely? And Onana, with the type of character he has, doesn't seem like the type of person who would just completely ice out his national team, unless there was a big bust up with the coach. Martinez is a character. Varane is the better defender by far, in my opinion, but the belief Martinez brings is unparalleled. Yeah, that's true as well. And it's a good point you raised, Manoa, because, last season we were saying, this Manchester United side has some fight, it's got all of this. And you take Martinez out, and Casemiro's been injured recently, who also brings that winning mentality. And Varane, even though Varane doesn't appear to be that vocal on the pitch, like, I think he's a different type of leader. So he's got that silent approach of just composure and just settling everyone in. So all three of them are different types of leaders, and all three of them were pivotal to our success last season. And the fact that none of them have been consistently starting doesn't get talked about enough, because you put poor refereeing decisions and not having all of your leaders available in the team. It's not a good look, and it's no surprise that we've been struggling. What does everyone think about Bruno Fernandes and the captaincy? Because obviously Roy Keane had his thing to say. He brought up the point that Bruno Fernandes wouldn't be captain in his team, and if we're being honest, Roy Keane's one of the best captains that have ever played for Manchester United. So who are we to question his opinion when it comes to that? Obviously, we don't have that many options when it comes to the captaincy for a variety of reasons. But who would you guys have captain? Would you change the captain? Would you stick with Bruno? Let me know what you guys think. Favorite 88 potential signing in career mode, Antonio Silva, mate. Okay, we've got the FIFA knowledge. So based off of that, I definitely need to have a look at this Antonio Silva guy. Truthfordians, Diego, how you doing, man? Less than 10 minutes to watch the greatest team to ever play for beautiful game. It's going down. I mean, you need to check your maths though, Diego, because the game is starting at 8:15. I don't know what time that is in America. But I've got my eyes on you, Diego. So Blaze, this thing with this club is you actually can't get rid of them from your mind. Yeah, no, it's a drug, mate. it's a drug. And some drugs make you better, some drugs make you worse. At the moment, United is killing us. Diego. Keane captained a different kind of team during a different era. I'd stick with Bruno because he displayed the ability to absolutely carry this team. That's true. And I still think people are specifically very harsh on Bruno. I don't know why. I haven't put my finger on it yet, because it's not as though he's particularly let the team down in any instance. Usually it's the other players surrounding him, but I do feel as though people are kind of putting everything on his shoulders. And it's a bit weird. Like the captain, yeah, it's an important leadership role when it comes to communication on the pitch and all of this, but like he can't control everyone on the pitch. If people make mistakes in defense and people switch off, then Bruno can't like stop that. But I do understand what people say when it comes to the petulance, because you want to see your players get their heads down rather than like throw their arms about. And what frustrates me most about the arms about claims is that I think that they've actually got some validity to them, because when you think about Fernandes, when he first joined the team, he literally came in, breath of fresh air, and like changed the side around completely. And the one thing that was highlighted when Fernandes originally came into the team was the fact that, oh, okay, this guy, when he loses the ball, he will sprint back to get that ball back. And he's going to put in that work rate, which we hadn't seen for ages under Mourinho and Ole. So I think he's kind of gone away from that. And I don't know if that's just the toxicity of the club, like poisoning him or what it is. But I think yeah, it's a sad sight to see, because I feel as though if Bruno did have a couple of bad games, people would be very quick to turn on him. And I've started seeing the whispers of, can Bruno Fernandes play in a Ten Hag system and all of this? When Ten Hag's even come out and said himself, like, he's not trying to build a system like he did at Ajax. So I don't know. The pitchforks are getting sharpened, and I'm not a big fan of it towards Bruno, but there is definitely a question around the captaincy. Blaze, he actually is a good captain, to be honest. Roy just lays into him when he doesn't perform, but Fernandes is captain material. He was showing it before he was made captain. Yeah, 100%. 100%. He was saying all the right things off the pitch. He sets the tone on the pitch as well when it comes to work rate. It's up to the other players to back that up. Manoa, I don't think we have captains in our squad. Casemiro doesn't play every game. Varane the same. People don't like Bruno, so we don't have any other option. I'd love to see Martinez become captain at some stage, to be honest with you. But the problem is, again, potentially injury record, because he did miss a few games towards the end of last season, and now he's missing probably the majority of this season. So you can't make injury-prone players captain. So it does literally leave Fernandez. I'm sorry, Manoa. I've just read your comment, and I've got to ask. Wait, what's going on here? Manoa, my underrated opinion, DALOT could be a captain. He speaks most languages fluently, and he's the only player in our team that plays every game. Also, he brings the passion. Manoa, please, don't do this to me. Manoa, what's going on? DALOT's a right back that can't defend. How can he be a captain? He's not going to start every game. Like, as soon as Wan-Bissaka's back, DALOT's getting benched, mate. No, oh, come on, Manoa, please. Please. I can't. I don't know if I could face that. Been at the club for some time too. His press conferences are classes. Oh, DALOT says the right things, but come on, I don't know about that. I don't know. Diego, we have a Mackenzie disciple in the ranks. Exactly. Yeah, Manoa, you get on very well with our resident head of recruitment for the Admins Angels, Mackenzie, because he is also a big fan of DALOT. Keelan, I don't get the captain issue. Maguire was captain for years and it was only taken off him this season. Give Bruno a chance. Yeah, I think, to be honest, it seems very reactionary. You can ask the question because of the, call it petulance, call it whatever. You can ask the question, but yeah, to actually do it would be insane. And Ten Hag left the captaincy with Maguire for an entire year. You think he's going to change it from Bruno after 10 games? Nah. Diego, I don't see anyone else capable of doing what Bruno accomplished. Not just what he could do potentially, what he could potentially do. Score, assist, come back from a tunnel after final whistle and bang in a pen. Yeah, 100%. If you're right, Truthford. Got my time mixed up between 4 and 4:15 p.m. start. Just excited to see this lineup play. That's what we love to hear, Diego. Particularly Tony, gloves up top. Will Martial have what type of game will Martial have, everyone? Are we all going to call it before the match? Is he going to have a Martial classic Martial FC game where he's going to win a Ballon d'Or in the next 6 months if he keeps at this form? Or will he just have a decent game, linking up the play, but essentially be anonymous, just leaving space for the others to run into? Which one do you reckon we're going to see tonight? Sup, bro? How's it going, Imral? I think we'll see an improvement with Martial up. I'm kind of buying into that as well. I don't think Højlund is necessarily doing anything wrong. I just think it's still very clear to see that he's a diamond in the rough. And when we were looking at buying him in the summer, it was made apparent that Ten Hag was buying him because he believed that he could improve him, and they knew that he was gonna need some time to adjust. Does anyone else remember the reports in the summer where they said, oh yeah, we're going to get a more established striker and a upcoming striker to work on? Like that plan just completely went out the window, didn't it? We just got the striker that is 20 years old and needs to develop, and we don't have a striker who can actually score goals yet. So it's worrying times, but yeah. Hopefully Højlund. I've got confidence in Højlund. It's just a matter of time. At least he doesn't have to grow physically, because the boy's a unit. Massive question. Salty popcorn or popcorn with butter flavour? I prefer butter, says local noob. I think it's got to be salty, my friend. It has to be salty. Everyone, get your popcorn flavors in the chat. it's got to be salty. Actually, you know what? What I'm gonna do, just for you, salty noob. I am going to do a poll in the chat for everyone. Salty or buttery? I've never done a poll. Let's see how this goes. So salty or buttery popcorn, guys? What is this? I mean, apart from Bruno, I don't see any other captains. I'm very confident with Bruno, to be honest. Fair enough, Manoa. But still, DALOT, I don't know, man. Are you Portuguese? Are you gonna show us a little bit of Portuguese bias there, Manoa? Or what's going on? But what I will say is something that people haven't really highlighted too much in the build-up to this game. Okay, I'm just seeing what's coming out now as well. So, essentially, our winning record against Newcastle is extremely good at home, which is why it gives me a bit of confidence going into this. Because even though we've had poor form, history does not lie. And we have, let's see, so we've won 20 games against Newcastle at home, at Old Trafford, during our I don't know, battles with them. We've drawn 8, and we've only lost once against Newcastle at home. So surely, so that gives Newcastle roughly a 3% chance of winning tonight. If we go purely based off history, obviously we have to factor in everything. But seeing Lindelof and Maguire at centre back partnership, I never thought I'd say that I'm so happy to see them two together, because as solid as Evans is, and as much as he can put in a good performance against like a Burnley, a Sheffield, I don't want to see him anywhere near the starting 11 when we're playing a top 6 team. So yeah, hopefully Evans can stay away from that. But yeah, I mean, there's not really any chance that we lose this game, if we're being completely honest. Okay, so everyone's had their votes, and the results are 100% of you go buttery popcorn. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, we got some buttery people in today, don't we? Prediction, Martial off before the 68th minute, sadly. 2 missed chances to play in a teammate through on goal, and 1 fantastic dribble early on just to get our hopes up. I think that's probably the most accurate prediction any of us could have actually made, Diego. So yeah, that's sadly very likely. Local noob. I mean, I like both. I just hate those sweet ones that are already done. Yeah, they're just too sticky. The sweet ones, we don't talk about. We don't talk about that. Disgusting popcorn. So, guys, what is your go-to watch-along snack when you're watching the football? What's your go-to food of choice? Is there any snack that you prepare for the football? Are you just having a normal, healthy meal? Or do you specifically save something for the big game to watch? The greatest team to have ever played the beautiful game, Manchester United. Alphabetically, we are better United. Well, I think that's good enough for me. Okay, Kieran, going for the nuts. Got him. Local new pumpkin seeds. Okay. Pumpkin seeds. I can't say. I wasn't familiar with your game, Local Noob, but now I see. Pumpkin seeds are where it's at. Antidepressant. Bloody hell, Imro. Oh my god. Oh, I can't even blame you. Okay. Let's get the foosball up. Fries and some wings from the afternoon/later kickoffs. Oh, you can tell the Americanness is coming off, Diego. Wings, man. Fries and wings. It's a deadly combination, in all honesty. Okay, let's look at the body language of the players in the tunnel. We've got DALOT jumping on Onana's back and kicking his legs up. Sorry, Chips. Very good, Diego. Okay, you're back in. And Newcastle, they're looking pretty focused. Sergio looks like he's about to do a madness. He's I don't know why Casemiro is so happy to see. Oh, it's Dubravka, isn't it? So Newcastle have Dubravka in goal. So obviously very familiar with the United players. I wonder if that's a cheeky move from Eddie Howe, putting Dubravka in goal because he's familiar with how United play, or if potentially it goes to penalties, he'll know a bit more about the side. Interesting stuff. Okay, DALOT clapping himself out. Maguire saying, "Come on, boys." Anthony focused. Mount, head down. Hannibal just waterboarded himself. And Garnacho looking very chill. And Anthony Martial with the same expression that he's had all of his life. Let's get this ready. Let's just prepare the scores on the doors. Okay, now guys, I'm a very strong believer in body language when it comes to players walking out. So, who do we think looks nervous? Who do we think looks confident? That's what I want to know. Martial always looked like he couldn't care less about living, let alone playing a football game now. Yeah, Martial's just something else. You never know what's going on in that man's head. Don't know if anyone's a big fan of the movie Zoolander, but yeah, Martial. It always reminds me of that scene with Will Ferrell in Zoolander where he just goes on about Ben Stiller having one look, and that is Anthony Martial in my opinion. That was pretty funny. Ten Hag comes out of the tunnel and he's doing a wave as the formerly known, or formerly with us, Queen Elizabeth, doing a bit of a royal wave by twisting the wrist when he came out with a cheeky smile. Is Ten Hag turning up a bit late? Is that becoming a habit? Who knows? Question mark. So, just going through updates that have come out while we've been on live. So, Harry Maguire's come out and said we're here to defend the trophy. We got to put things right after the derby. Okay, good from Maguire. Simple, short, sweet, like it. Erik ten Hag's come out and said we have a good group so we can make choices. We field a good team and we must progress to the next round. Short and sweet. Erik ten Hag, Casemiro captain. He always shows his leadership in every training and every match. He is the perfect choice to wear the armband. Okay. Bruno Fernandes and Rashford rested. I don't know if it's really necessary because they are in good shape, but it's to keep them fresh and also to give an opportunity to the other players because they are performing at every training session. We don't give gifts, they deserve it. Very good. So Casemiro captain today. Let's see what he can do. Memories of the final. We don't live in the past. Blah, blah, blah. Suddenly disappointing. And Rafael Varane is officially out due to illness. So that's an interesting one. Is it just me, or does Varane get ill quite often? And I don't mean in the injured sense, but I mean, I think he's been off a couple of times. I don't know if illness just runs through our squad quite a lot, or what's going on. Benny's smiling wide and happy. That means that we're going to see an absolute attacking masterclass. Organised by the one and only Benny McCarthy. Dubravka about to turn into Prime Khan. Oh, God, give me strength. Ex-United keepers. No. Oh, you think Sergio's looking down too much? Okay. Keeping my eye out for that little weasel. Can't lie, Anthony Hannibal Garnacho has me rubbing my hands. They can cook right now. I'm excited. Be excited. Okay, so we've kicked off. Let me just get this timer sorted. Okay, and we are on the 54th second. Cool. Okay, let's go. Let's see some liquid football tonight. Let's hope we get the win, boys. Come on, United. Come on, United Blaze. I'm tired of seeing the Ten Hag outers in full force. Here's a question for everyone as well. Just as a Newcastle player is properly injured, I think he's maybe pulled his groin, hamstring. He's very upset. Yeah, I think he may have torn his hamstring. It looks like he's clutching on it. Man, he looks like he's in a lot of pain. How long do we see Ten Hag? Not how long do we see Ten Hag? How long until... Oh, man, he just landed on his leg weird. What happened there? Bloody hell, man. Literally nothing. Just by Martial's aura, he got injured. It didn't look weird either. It's just his hamstring just completely gave up. But yeah, how long does everyone else give Ten Hag? So what would actually have to happen with United for you to be Ten Hag out? That's what I want to know. The ref better be adding on these minutes to the first half. Newcastle, the kings of anti-football, and taking time out of the game. I'm not saying that's what's happening right here, right now, because he's clearly injured, but we should be getting an extra 3 minutes of added time for this. Maybe 2 minutes. Maybe a huge loss that costs us. So say, let's use an example. What could Ten Hag do if he plays Maguire and Evans rather than Maguire and Lindelof in the next Champions League game that could take us out of the Champions League and into the Europa League? Would that make you change your mind on Ten Hag? Would that be a big enough loss? Or do you mean a huge loss by the amount of goals conceded? Atta Gaming, it's currently 1:17 a.m. here, and I have to wake up for school in the morning. But here I am, awake watching United play. I swear they have to win today. I sacrificed my sleep for them. Don't worry, Atta. We will provide. I can already see a pretty good... Okay, Anthony down the right wing here. Cuts back to Casemiro. Casemiro finds DALOT, but DALOT was offside. But look at that already. Casemiro into the side, and we've already just seen a triangle happen. So... people forget that Casemiro was also creating a lot last season. So when we take him out of the team, it's not just defensive stability that we're losing. Like he gets goals and he creates them as well. Is the pass just before the assist. So I'm very happy seeing Casemiro back, and I think we're going to see some proper liquid football tonight. Like, no. In general, let's say we start 24-25 season and then we scrape like barely 10 wins at home and away we only win like 5. So we become like proper mid-table and finish at 50. Oh, okay, yeah, I'd say that's fair. Would you accept finishing 8th this season? Or would it be a case of Ten Hag needs to go if we finished 8th this season? So would you say Ten Hag needs to go, Blaze? Is that yes, Ten Hag? Okay, so you'd accept 8. Okay. I think the thing is, what rival fans are never going to do, they're never going to look at the full United picture, and most of them will either do it through ignorance rather than actually knowledge, because it's not like they're watching every United game like we are. So the reason I would have a lot of patience with Ten Hag this season if he finished like 8th, I think 8th is really the lowest I'd like to see us go, but I think the reason I'd have patience with him is if we do factor in everything, the injuries, the build-up, all of this stuff, I think the fact that we've still got players from like Mourinho's era, and like, how is Van der Beek still in this squad? Like, just things like that. I can't see. I can't really be too against Ten Hag until he has like a proper squad. Joe Linton pulled Sergio back there, and he called for a yellow card immediately, which, to be fair, may have been a bit much of an ask. Like, he did touch his arm, but it's not as though Sergio was exactly on the biggest counter attack or anything. So we become like a proper mid-table, finish at 15th, accepting a... he stays, to be honest, I'm content. Like, if Ten Hag gets all his dream players and all he wants, and we start placing 7th, 8th, 10th, yeah, then it's a... then it's 100% got to be questioned. I agree with you there. It's time to go! Pretty tame football so far, to be honest. Yeah, I think I think both teams are finding their feet. Mount gesturing to Lindelof to stay on his man there, which is a good sign, because I like to see actual communication between the players rather than like nobody pointing anywhere and then us just getting passed through. R.I.P. Claude Imral. Rest in peace, man. Living legend Claude. I think, to be honest, out of all of the people from Arsenal Fan TV, he was up there with like at least one of the most entertaining ones. And he obviously didn't get convicted for crimes like like some of the other ones as well. So guys, give me a gauge of your football experience. When did you start watching? How old are you? When did you start becoming a United fan? All of that sort of stuff. Not the most liveliest start. Not the liquid football we were expecting, but there's still hope. Blaze, to be honest, I'm going to be real. Started watching football since I was like 5. Yeah, man, that's early. Like, I started pretty late. Didn't know what team to support. Your mind didn't know what team to support, but your heart did. Okay, Blaze? And that's what matters. I remember my dad was a Chelsea fan. Oh, Lord, no. No. Can't be dealing with that. How did you survive? Growing up, though, I loved Real Madrid, but you know, when you love a team and your mind isn't really for it. Yeah, I think, I don't know. To be honest, when it comes to Real Madrid, because I obviously had, I think most Man United fans did have a period of time watching them because Cristiano Ronaldo. But like, I don't know, their club kind of seems a bit. Don't want to be too critical, but it seems a bit soulless. Like Manchester United properly represent so many different things with the legends that they have, and just like the principles of playing youth and the style of football and everything. Principles that pretty much have been lost over the past 10 years. But yeah, no, Manchester United, they're one of a kind. Okay, Newcastle playing it out from the back here. Martial looking feisty, ready for a fight. Oh, doing a little flip flap. Okay, good for Martial. Garnacho, did he play it out? No, it lands to Anthony. Casemiro long shot, and it's a save from Dubravka. Pretty weak shot, to be honest. But good signs. Very quick football. I like how quickly we got the shot off rather than dilly-dallying with it and just like sitting around. And then I started supporting fully in Ole's era. I watched from in the Mourinho era, though, due to influence from my friends, and the rest was history. Oh. To be honest, I love hearing people's different stories of how they got into watching United and football, because it's like, I think for a long time there was a stereotypical football fan of just, oh yeah, my dad watched football, and then now I watch football, and it's like, you can't really, like, there wasn't really an entry for people who wanted to watch it, but didn't have that like history of it in the family. But yeah, no, it's interesting seeing how people get drawn to United and what path they go down to eventually come to the greatest team to have ever played a beautiful game. Great yellow card there for Hannibal after just I think Hannibal thought he was in a mosh pit or something. I don't really know what was going on there. But that's the intent I was talking about before the show. We have missed that, so he's put his stamp on the game, but Newcastle are a very physical team. So, oh god, Casemiro getting nutmegged, and did he pick up? That's not a yellow, surely. He didn't get a yellow for that, did he? He couldn't really move out. He did push him to the ground, but he couldn't. Did he pick up a yellow? I don't think he did. No yellow here, good. At least it's funny, the referees have gone from targeting Casemiro last season to just targeting us with penalties now, so if I was Ten Hag, I would genuinely tell all the United players just try not to touch anyone in the box. Like you can't even go shoulder to shoulder, just stay away from them. Corner here for Newcastle. And it's whipped in, and Joel Linton gets to it, but Martial's got it on the right wing here. Newcastle are pressing high. Hannibal's touch, a bit heavy, and it is a throw-in for Manchester United, which DALOT is going to take. Let's have a quick look at Stat Watch. See what the stats are saying for us so far. So let me see if I can put this down here. So we've had one shot on target. We've got more possession, which you'd expect us to have at home, especially with the players that we've got in the team. But it's not really much. It's like an extra 16 passes. So similar pass accuracy, very 50-50 game. We're giving a lot more fouls away, as we can see. Are we trying to rile up these Newcastle players? That was a bit of a weird one. Like, Hannibal just got fouled and brought down, and yet the ref gave it to Newcastle. Questionable. Any streams, watch games, guys. Hannibal might be on for a red. Oh no, don't do that to me. No Hannibal red, please. Blaze, we don't do those types of streams here because we do not back that. But what I will do, I'll drop you a message just about a completely unrelated topic on Discord. Okay, Newcastle on the counter-attack there, but Casemiro brings him down. Looks as though it was a foul again, and the ref is getting closer to giving him a yellow card if he hasn't already. Yep, yellow card for Casemiro. Okay, so 2 of our midfielders have a yellow card so far, which would kind of indicate that we can't keep up with the pace that Newcastle are putting on us and we're having to foul, so not the most promising sign, if we're being honest. Okay, we've got a cross coming in from Newcastle. Free kick. Little set piece. What are we going to do? Trying something here. Garnacho defending. Lindelof. Oh, good. Okay, ball bounces over Newcastle player. Hannibal on the ball. Hannibal kind of runs into an alley there. Didn't have anywhere to go. Casemiro conditioned early. Come on. Yeah. It's not good when Casemiro picks up a yellow card in the first 20 minutes, is it? Well, arguably, Newcastle are in the better position here. They're away from home. The home team have picked up a few yellow cards. And they're just about taking hold of this game. Newcastle shoot, and it's well over. Has anyone seen Mason Mount this game so far? I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen a lot of him. Okay, oh my god, Newcastle are literally sitting on the edge of our box, so we can't play out from the back. Onana finds Mason Mount though. Mason Mount dribbling forward, and he gives the ball away. Bloody hell, it feels like Newcastle have more players on the pitch than us. Yeah, possession in the last 10 minutes. Sky are saying here, Man United 39%, Newcastle 61%. They're definitely taking control of this game now. Hannibal, good challenge there in our box. Casemiro to Mount. Okay, Mount, what can you do? Back to Casemiro, good, safe option. Spread in the play. Okay, Casemiro to... Okay, down the right-hand side now with Anthony. Heavy touch. Is it a corner? Nah, it's probably going to be a throw-in, isn't it? Ghosting, he looks lost. Yeah, Mount's... I feel like players aren't passing to him though. Like, even there, Lindelof had a perfect chance to like slip it through, but I don't think the defenders have the confidence to play in between the lines without giving the ball away. Whereas I feel as though if a Martinez was playing, Mount would get found a lot more. Like, very much he plays in between players, but nobody's finding him. It's weird. Okay, Newcastle playing it out from the back. Anthony's pressing. Newcastle trying to win a foul here. Newcastle do win the foul? Ah, ref, come on. That wasn't. Gives me Donny vibes. Yeah, I know, it's sad. I'm saying the same things for Mount is what the diehard Donny peeps were saying for him. But people aren't finding him. I think a problem Mount has as well is that he hasn't actually built up a connection with any particular player. Like, in the games that he's played, I've never seen him like assist someone particularly, or someone else not assist him, but you know what I mean, like any actual chemistry between him and anyone else. It's like, kind of like he's just playing a different game plan to everyone else. Meanwhile, West Ham are 1-0 up against Arsenal, so they very well could be out of the cup. Okay, Newcastle. Yeah, we're just lucky that Newcastle have been pretty much as poor as us. But they're definitely looking more threatening so far. Sergio down the left, what can he do? Finds a ball to Martial, who finds Garnacho, and it goes out for a throw-in. This is one thing which I don't see people talking about Garnacho enough. Just as a small criticism really towards him, I don't think Garnacho's got the best of first touches. I think he needs to work on that. But yeah, obviously still very young. Anthony doing everything to try and get. I don't know what that was from Mount. The Newcastle goalkeeper kicks and clears the ball. The ball heads towards Mason Mount's head. I mean, he's trying to find, obviously, a United player, and his header goes directly to a Newcastle player, kind of. These are the small details that you need to pay attention to with players, because it's just sloppy. DALOT down the right wing. Newcastle left back looks very clumsy, but he's still getting the best of our options on the right hand side, which is worrying, because like he looks leggy, the Newcastle left back. Mason Mount, and he's just giving the ball away again. And he's throwing his arms up in the air there, Mason Mount, because he thought someone should have been onto that, like Martial. Ericsson and Fernandez discussing the game. McTominay and Amrabat discussing the game. The rest of them watch on silently from the bench. God, Almiron's quick. Okay, Almiron gets to that ball down the left wing. No, I'm not going to lie. That Newcastle left back, he's plodding along like he's. I don't know what his style of play is. I'd say his thighs are so thick that he just can't like maneuver around, and yet he's still passing around us. How is this happening? Lindelof. Okay, Sergio down the left. Sergio finds Martial, but then Martial got the ball, and then he's throwing his arms up at Sergio. He didn't control it. What's going on here? Hannibal, release it to Garnacho. Good, okay. Garnacho, hold it up. No. Poor decision, Garnacho. Garnacho went for the attacking option when Sergio was going for the overlap. There's no chemistry. Okay, DALOT switched off. Yep, Almiron. Yep. DALOT is a waste of space, man. DALOT could have easily tracked that runner and stopped that ball. That was such an unnecessary goal. And then you look at it, it's so obvious. It's so obvious that it's going to happen. DALOT is such trash, man. I'm sorry. People are talking... Manoa, if you're still in the chat, how are you saying that DALOT could potentially be bloody captain because he speaks well in interviews? He can't defend. He can't defend. That's so bad. So bad from DALOT. Oh my God. Oh, and look at that. We reach the 25th, around 25th, 28th minute, and we concede a goal again. Looks like we're back to like you don't even have to be a footballing connoisseur. You can see the same thing happening in every match over and over and over again. Watch DALOT. DALOT sees that player. He's jogging. DALOT is literally jogging, and then he switches up. DALOT is trash, man. DALOT is trash. He's so bad. Oh, DALOT's actually painful to watch, man. He's literally walking, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I don't care if DALOT says the right things in interviews, man. He's trash. What? Now Almiron's driving. He's driving on the grass. They're doing celebrations against us. Send him off. Bring on Wan-Bissaka half time. Go on, Ten Hag, do it, please. I know he's coming back from injury, but please, just don't make me watch DALOT anymore. Oh, man. I'm annoyed as well with that one, Blaze. Like, I can at least see, I can see how they conceded that goal, but like that one was just pure laziness. It's simplest errors. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, mate. It's, man. It's trash. Like, how, Mount Garnacho put a cross in the box, and Mount almost reached it to put a shot on, but I think he landed on his wrist. Funny. That's not good to see. Or his elbow. Top team shouldn't be making that. DALOT doesn't belong in a top team. He belongs in oh yeah, sure, he looks great in international football. Okay, whatever. He can play for Portugal, great. When he's beating San Marino 7-0 or whatever. But no top team is signing DALOT. He had one good half loan or whatever, AC Milan, and then people just started raving about him. He's trash. Okay, DALOT's forward now. Can he make up for it? Cross? Okay, that was actually a decent cross from DALOT. I will say that. He found Mason Mount, but I think it hit Mason Mount's chest or something, and he couldn't control it in the box. Really should have done better. Let's have a look at this again. DALOT cross. Martial misses it. Martial, it looked as... that was a bit of a weird one from Martial. Martial jumped up for it and then ducked his head. So then I'm guessing Mason Mount only had like a split second to read the flight of the ball. But yeah. Like, that is bird's eye view, what was happening. Yeah, that's Sunday League stuff. Like, I mean, how can you not track your man? You're jogging next to him when you're a defender. Crazy, crazy stuff. Well, DALOT needs an assist or a goal to like half redeem himself for that. We've only lost one game in like 29 matches against Newcastle at home. Surely we can't like double that now. Like, we can't lose again. Okay, so back against the Wolves again. We're going to need a goal. Frustration may kick in, but we're still only 1-0 down. If we can pull a goal back before half time, then we're very much in this. Okay, DALOT back to Onana. I don't know why. I don't like it when Casemiro gets so far forward because that just means there's going to be a lot of space for them to get through because Mount's not going to put in a tackle back there, is he? Okay, Newcastle have it at the back. Oh, I've got to change the stupid scoreline again. Not for the good reason. 1-0 down to Newcastle United at home. Oh, at least... Whoa, bloody hell. Arsenal are 3-0 down to West Ham. Okay, so we're still in this. Oh! Ah. Sergio took a shot on, but it was pretty bad, to be honest. So we're still only 1-0 down. We can come back from this, so we can still do this. Sacked in the morning. Arteta's got to go, man. 3-0 down to West Ham in the best cup competition in the world, the Carabao Cup. What's he doing? What's he playing at? Sacked in the morning, missing it. That's beautiful. Wait, no, who's singing that? Not Old Trafford. I know I've been missing for a few games and not a good time, but can you smell what Jehan is cooking? Well, it's not a United win, clearly, Jehan. What are you cooking? Oh, no. Oh, it's 2-0. It's 2-0 Newcastle. Shot from outside of the box. Onana had no chance of saving that, to be honest. Oh, it's from the ploddy left back as well that I've been slating all game that I thought was oh my God. How has he done that? How have we allowed that left back who clearly can't even dribble to score a volley on the outside of our box? Oh, look, United players switching off. The ball was stopped. Plays it down to left wing. Does DALOT do anything? Does he challenge him? Does he do anything? Nope. Just, okay, let him stand there. All good. Oh, DALOT is so trash. DALOT is so trash. He can't make a tackle. That's from DALOT as well. Oh my God, DALOT single-handedly just taken us out of the Carabao Cup. Oh my God. Where's Mackenzie now? I swear to God, Mackenzie has been chatting shiz about DALOT all season. Oh my God. DALOT needs to go. I'm sorry. I don't care. Get me Jeremy Frimpong on the phone. DALOT, you're gone. DALOT's gone. I'm tired of this guy, man. That's his first ever goal. Good goal to score for your first ever goal, to be fair, but like, man, he looks so leggy. He doesn't. Yeah, look at him. Like, Anthony just made him slip over. Like, he's not even good. We're making average people look good. Oh my God. I don't want to see DALOT in a United shirt again. Seriously, just like, please. Is Ten Hag? I thought he was walking down the tunnel there. No, he's going to the bench. What's he going to say? I would be shocked if Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't come on at halftime. I would be shocked if he doesn't. Ten Hag's got to do it. Oh, you can't risk him back from injury, but like the leggy left back, exactly, Imral. How has he scored? It makes no fucking sense. Okay, can't swear. Oh, DALOT, man, you're such a waste of space, man. I can't be else. Oh. Done with his team. Absolutely useless players, says Keith. It's, mate, it's like, I don't know who said it. I was watching some kind of football podcast or something, and they made a great point. With Man City, when a player has a poor game, you can take them out and somebody will replace them. And then they've got to deal with that. And then they're dropped and they don't get to play. At United, if you make mistakes, you can say because of the injury crisis, you can say because we don't have the quality and the Glazers like haven't given us the funds. You can use a number of reasons, but the fact is, when you have a poor game at United, because we don't have any alternative options, you're going to start the next game, even if you make a mistake. So how are you supposed to learn and how are you supposed to grow as a player if you can't be punished for making mistakes? Like, DALOT will never learn. And if we're being realistic, would DALOT play for Brighton? No. Would DALOT play for West Ham? Potentially. Potentially that's his level. I see DALOT as a Crystal Palace. He's not a Crystal Palace footballer. Crystal Palace had Wan-Bissaka. And Wan-Bissaka's better than DALOT. DALOT is worse for Wan-Bissaka, and Wan-Bissaka was a Crystal Palace footballer. So DALOT wouldn't play for Crystal Palace. DALOT needs to go. Like, I'm sorry, DALOT needs to leave this club. I can't handle it. DALOT, get him out. Get him out. Okay, Fernandez is warming up. Oh, no, Wan-Bissaka should be warming up, and Hannibal's coming off because it appears that he may have injured his back. He's walking fine, though, and he's looking to the benches, though, to say, no, I'm good. But looks like Hannibal may be coming off now. Oh, man. Like, St. Maximin isn't there and DALOT has one of the most awful performances. It doesn't matter. Put DALOT in a big game. He'll be shiz, man. He will be shiz. If it's a must-win game, DALOT will crumble under the pressure. He's a jelly baby. He'll crumble. Like, he's not built for this. He's not built for these moments. And how can you be a defender and not know how to defend? I don't care if you get forward. Crossing is supposed to be his best attribute, and he never finds anyone. Okay, never finds anyone is an exaggeration. He's found Mount so far this game. But most of the time, his crosses don't even find people. Like, I don't get the positive of having DALOT at all. And it's because of the budget, and then this is where we do go to the Glazers. It's because of the budget that we didn't sign Jeremy Frimpong, because it was spoken about like all summer. It was spoken about last January saying, okay, Ten Hag wants to bring in another right back. He wants to bring in another fullback. He wants to bring in Jeremy Frimpong. We've been speaking to his agents, but we obviously can't bring him in because we don't have the budget anymore and we've spent it. And yeah, you can make an argument, okay, why did we spend money on Mason Mount if we could have used it in other places? I see that argument, and that's what Ten Hag does have to answer for. But realistically, with Manchester United, we should be able to bring in another fullback and not have to scrimp over like 120 mil every summer when the likes of Newcastle, Chelsea, Man City, even Liverpool spent a decent amount of money, I believe. We're not doing anything to close any of these gaps. People are just catching up on us. And we are becoming literally like the 6th best team in the league. It's pathetic, man. Somebody tell that lad who's awake to go to sleep, says Blaze. Atur Gaming, nobody will hold it against you. Get to sleep, rest up. Sleep's important. Go to school. Don't become a footballer. And if you do become a footballer, consider your options very wisely on which team to join, because some teams, not naming any names, destroy dreams and other teams create them. So, yeah. Had Ethan it actually hurts to watch this team. Newcastle went and sold the club and bought slightly upgraded players and dominating most teams, and they are the highest scoring team in the EPL at the moment. Yeah. Who actually bought DALOT? Was it Jose Mourinho? So DALOT's been here for 3 managers and he's still not been able to cement being first choice, and he's beginning to show that he can't even be a second choice player, because when you play him for a consistent amount of time, he will continuously make mistakes. Don't forget Galatasaray at home. That game, we started well. We were playing well in the first half, and then Zaha completely spun DALOT. DALOT does not know how to defend, and we have to consistently watch him try and defend. Like, whenever you put him in a 50-50 match, when obviously we will require, like, we will have to defend at some point, like, nah, okay, I'm done speaking about DALOT, but, like, it's just, come on, man. United breaking mad records, but for all the wrong reasons. We've lost 1 game against Newcastle at home. 1 game. And we're about to double that because of 2 mistakes by DALOT. I don't want to be a damper, but I have no expectation from United. They could play the retired home FC and still be outrun, outmatched at every aspect. This is the problem, Jehan, though. It's like, the problem I see with United is not so much like, yeah, our team stats, DALOT long shot and it's wide. But the like, yeah, we can be outrun, and yeah, those things do need to be addressed, but sometimes teams just need a bit of confidence to get going. And when players continuously make mistakes, like, momentum's so important in football, and it appears as though when it comes to that pivotal time in the game where we need to not make mistakes and we need to be switched on, like, you can just bet that someone will make a mistake. And if it's one season, it's going to be Maguire. The next season, it's going to be DALOT. Next one, it could be Lindelof. Like, almost everyone has a mistake in them. And that's the worrying thing. Like, there's not many players where you can say, on average, I will get a 6.5 out of you every single game. And people say, oh, why does Anthony start every game or whatever? It's because Ten Hag knows that he will get at least a 6 out of 10 from Anthony because he tracks back. So he filled the team with reliable people, but because of the injuries, it's just shown, like, what United is at the moment. And that's just unreliable. Like, it just takes a few injuries and we are screwed. Everything that goes towards Onana, I expect to go. That's a bit harsh. Like, I mean, both of their goals were good finishes. Like, Almiron's went into the side of the net, and the like, dodgy left back, his was also, like, right in the corner of the goal. So, and it was on the volley, so Onana would have had to react quickly. For that first goal, he could have... Oh, save there from Newcastle. Long shot from somebody. Let me just have a look. Who was that? I think it was Mason Mount. Okay, can Mason Mount inspire a comeback? Long shot from Mason Mount. Decent effort, to be fair. Good save from the Newcastle goalkeeper. The ball, it wasn't going directly towards him, but it was close enough. Premier League goes for the far corner when shooting from that position, every single player. Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know. When I look at those goals, I don't necessarily think... I think you could make an argument for the first goal. Maybe Onana could have done something more, but I think that's quite harsh, in all honesty. I think that's leaning on the overly critical side. I think they were both pretty decent finishes. Hannibal getting pissed off. Yeah, Hannibal's gonna do something stupid if it does go 3-0. Don't be surprised if you see a Hannibal red card. Okay, now let's see. Gordon's going up against DALOT. Everyone wants their little piece at DALOT because they know he will not do anything, and all they have to do is cut in and then do a cross. Because DALOT will not challenge you, and he will not close you down. Like literally, all you have to do is like pass the ball around the left-hand side, and there will be no pressure applied to you whatsoever. Like, think of it this way. During this half, I need to find a good website for a heat map or something. Because genuinely, Newcastle have just been attacking down our left-hand side. They've hardly spent any time down our right-hand side. Sorry, their left-hand side. They haven't spent any time down our left-hand side. And do you know why? Because they know that we can actually defend on that left-hand side. People saying, "Oh, Sergio, he's terrible. Like, why do we want to sign him on loan? He's better than DALOT. Sergio is literally better than DALOT, and he's like Spurs' I don't know, like 6th choice fullback. Can we just factor that into like it's madness. Just take him off, to be honest. Let someone creative come on. Yeah, I think Hannibal's coming off at half time. I don't think Ten Hag's going to risk him. Like I said, mate, who else do we have? It's pathetic. We've got no one. Jehan, I mean, join United. You can make a hell of a lot, though. You can win all the trophies, but go get Vermeulen, though. I feel bad for players. Okay, that's half time. Cool. Well, let's see. I don't know. What do we make of that? Bye, guys. Going to sleep. Good for you, Etta. Good for you. Get the beauty sleep, man. Thanks for tuning in. DALOT has to play. Who else do we really got? I would give every player on that field a 3 so far. That was absolutely harsh to watch. Yeah, man. I don't know if I can give every player 3. I think who's been good? Nah, actually, you may have a point, Keith, to be honest. Maybe not a 3. I'd go 5s, maybe. But nobody's had a good game. I can't look at anyone and think, oh yeah, they were positive when they got on the ball. Like, who has been good? Like, you look at the score and you see, oh, okay, we're 2-0 down. The defense must be really bad. No, it's one person. Like, I don't want to see people scapegoating Maguire. I don't want to see people scapegoating Lindelof. Like, Sergio, the goals weren't even down his side. What's he supposed to do? Like, it's... Oh, DALOT, man. DALOT. Keith, I give you mad credit for watching all these games and commentating live. Credit for what, man? Like, I feel like I'm torturing myself sometimes. It's like, how, I don't know. It's like I'm watching the same game over and over again where, okay, we may start kind of well. If not, it'll be 50-50. And then look at around the 25th minute mark, I know that, okay, someone will make a mistake and will concede. And if not, around the 25th minute mark, a penalty will be given against United that isn't a penalty, and we will end up 1-0 down. At which point, the players' heads will go down, and from that, we're just watching like 60, 65 minutes of just painful, just players wandering around looking like their soul has been ripped out of their body. So I think... I give you guys credit. Thanks for tuning in for this, because genuinely, I wish we could all celebrate this together. I wish we could like talk about how we're going to slap up other teams and get hyped, get delusional. But most of the time, it's just because I don't want to go down the like negative sensationalist route of like, oh, just everything's cheers and all of this. But how many times can we realistically watch the same thing over and over again without complaining? Like, I can't say people are being negative in the fan base when we're watching this. Like, they've got all the right to be. It's becoming more and more of a waste of time watching United. Exactly, Jayan. Like, what the fudge is DALOT even doing? For fudge's sake, man. It's DALOT's doing what DALOT does. Like, are you shocked when I don't know, are you shocked when the sun's hot? Like, are you shocked when DALOT doesn't know how to defend? I'm not anymore. Like, it's just bound to happen. What I'm annoyed by is seeing him consistently play, but again, when there's no other option and we didn't get a chance to sign that right back, then what can you do? I just can't. The thing with me is I can't blame managers when it comes to individual mistakes. Like, I can blame Ten Hag for, okay, why are Newcastle bossing the possession at home? I can blame him for that. But I can't blame Ten Hag for those goals. Like, genuinely, what? How are we gonna? That's why I give you credit. It's like getting married to a girl you know is cheating on you, mate. That's a very good analogy. Oh man. Stuart, absolute dog shite. This team has not got a clue how to play simple football. Nobody moves up to the ball to create short, quick football. It's simple. Nail in Eric Ten Hag's coffin. Clueless. And tell me what the fudge has Mount or Martial done. Drop them all and put the youth team on. The problem is, this is the B team. This is like, so we played with our what, A team against Man City, and just watching that Almiron goal. Okay, so yeah, the player completely bypasses Mount, to be fair, but nah, DALOT, tragic. I don't know what Onana could have done in that situation, to be honest. He could have come out quicker, but I don't think that would have changed the outcome. Tell you what, Mount or Martial didn't. I think Mount kind of grew into the game. I think he was getting better as the half went on. To begin with, he looked just aimless, and it's like, it honestly, like, I don't want to be negative towards Ten Hag, but attacking wise, it does look like we have absolutely no clue what we're doing. Like, there's no actual patterns of play. Like, from the looks of it, it looks like we've got a back four, and then so many people get forward, and then our midfield is just completely empty. When we should be progressing play, like, slowly, and then building it up. But it's just like loads of people at the back, loads of people at the front, nobody in midfield, and then the midfield only has the option of playing it to somebody up front, but then they'll get tackled straight away, and then they get tackled, and then the midfield's non-existent, and then the opposition just goes straight through, and immediately they're in our box. Like, we're the team who gets counter-attacked the most, and we've gone from being one of the best like counter-attacking teams to just getting destroyed on the counter when it comes to pullbacks and shots outside the box and all of this stuff. It's just weird. I don't see what the plan is. And again, I blame DALOT mainly, more so than the manager, because he probably didn't expect him to make two mistakes, but it's just not adding up. I don't see what the plan is. Jehan, it's like some people trying to fool and mask the shiz performance by some once in a million long shot. That cough. Keith, I can't blame Eric Ten Hag. I'll never blame him, because these are the same players and more who we bought, yet the players can't play simple football. Eric Ten Hag has picked the team and given the tactics, players. Yeah. It's just, at some stage, it does fall on the manager, but I think given the history that these players have, I'm never going to give more than 49% of the blame to Ten Hag. So like, I'll never say, the main reason we're losing is because of Ten Hag, because it's clearly not. The main reason we're losing is because of the players, but it does come to a point where you do have to question certain things. Like, it's not saying get rid of him, because again, I'm never going to be Ten Hag out because of these players. Like, I've said that a bunch of times. I will never say I want Ten Hag to leave the football club, because I think it won't solve any of our problems. It'll give us, it's kind of like, I don't know, what is it? It's kind of like an instant gratification thing. So get rid of a manager, get a new one in. Oh yeah, it's new, shiny, new fancy thing. Oh yeah, cool, we're happy again. And we've won a few new games with a new manager. Yeah, go us. Yeah, we're awesome. And then, okay, that wears off. And then, okay, well, we need another fix. We need to get a new manager. We need a feel-good feeling. We need it again. We need it. Whereas if we just stuck with people for a prolonged amount of time, then who knows where we could end up. But we need to back just one man, give him control over certain things, and just literally just let the process begin. And it's a stereotypical football phrase, but trust the process, because this is not Ten Hag's team, and these players are not playing how Ten Hag wants to play. I can tell you that for nothing. Like, he'll protect them in the press conferences, he'll say all of this stuff, but if Ten Hag was completely honest, and the only reason Ten Hag isn't being completely honest, because I think even though the players are playing appallingly right now, if Ten Hag actually held them accountable in public, like he's done with Sancho, then you know how they're going to react. Like, Sancho is on, like, what, 350k a week? And he's not willing to say sorry. I'm sorry, pay me 350k and I will say sorry to anyone, let alone my manager. Like, what? It's mad. Like, these are the mindsets of the people that we're dealing with here. And the players, not my cup of tea. These are the same players who dominated all teams last season. Yeah, we lost a few games, but we beat the big teams, and this season we couldn't beat ourselves off in a strip. Oh, God, Keith. Bloody hell, Keith. What are you getting up to? I think I would argue that these aren't the same players, because the majority of these players didn't play. Like, Maguire didn't play, Lindelof didn't play. Lindelof rarely played. Sergio's a completely new signing. DALOT didn't play. Onana didn't play last season. Casemiro did. Anthony did. The only two players in this entire team who played frequently last season are Casemiro and Anthony. So if we want to look at, like, same players, like, these aren't the same players. And whether it's due to injuries, whether it's due to incorrect signings, whether it's a multi-factor, like, equation or whatever of why we're not seeing the same results in the same team that we did last year. But we can't keep letting them off like this. Like, the players on the pitch need to be held accountable. And DALOT, mate, God. We're poor technically and weak physically, bullied and outclassed. Yeah, we are weak physically. Like, we have to get yellow cards. We can't just bully people physically without giving fouls away. Like, we think being physical is getting a yellow card, when being physical isn't about that. It doesn't make sense. We need to question everything behind the scenes. To be honest, Keith, what I've got a question mark around is, I think some of the players may have actually, I don't know actually, are they just lacking quality, or have they turned on Ten Hag? Because ever since the Sancho incident, like, we've not been playing good, but we haven't been playing good the whole season, so I don't know if you can even put it down to that. But Is Marcus Rashford's pretty close with Sancho, I believe. Is his performance down to like just bad vibes in the changing room, or like what is it? I don't know. And Sancho waiting out, thinking that he's going to outlive Ten Hag. Why is he so confident that he can outlive Ten Hag? Why are these players? It feels like I don't know. It feels like I'm watching some kind of weird mutiny slowly begin. But the most important thing that we can remember as fans is the Glazers will not get rid of the manager unless we as the fans make the noise to get rid of the manager. Because they don't care. They don't care who the manager is. They were going to stick with Ollie, and the only reason they got rid of him is because everyone pretty much turned their backs on him with and fair enough, humiliating defeat against Liverpool, all of that stuff. So, and I think once the players turned on Ollie, there was no recovery from there. But this is where we as fans need to learn from it and say, okay, we saw you turn on this manager, you got your wish, you got a new manager, and you still didn't deliver. And Ten Hag, this is why I'm backing the man. He is bringing Aaron Wan-Bissaka on at half time instead of DALOT, because he can obviously see that DALOT was out of his bloody depth, and it was clear to see that DALOT is the reason we are losing 2-0 in this game. Sure, we can be beat physically, we can still be finding our feet with all of this stuff or whatever. That's fair enough, and yeah, that's on the manager. But we are losing this game because of Diogo Dalot. And I've forgotten to even change the scoreline because I've been ranting about him so much. Players are coming out for the second half. I want to see hashtag Dalot out on bloody Twitter. I don't want to see Ten Hag out. I'm tired of blaming managers. And it's not as though Ten Hag picked a terrible team. What is this? So overall, this game, I'll explain why. I think Glazers partially to blame. DALOT majorly to blame. Glazers, because if we had the funds and we were a properly run club, we would have signed Jeremy Frimpong in the summer. And DALOT, because he outright made 2 glaring mistakes, which caused 2 goals to be conceded. Now, what I'm worried about, second half kicking off now, what I'm worried about is Ten Hag's been forced to play his hand here with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I just hope Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't pick up an injury, because to come back straight from injury and go into a game like Newcastle, it's going to be a tough ask for him. They're a physical side, so hopefully he's okay. They don't even try to move the ball quicker. They just invite unnecessary pressure and lose the ball. And even when we lose the ball, you would expect the midfield to get the ball back, but nope. You know what? I think that last season, Ten Hag made it very apparent. Bloody hell, Amrabat getting thrown to the ground there. I think Ten Hag made it very apparent with his signings. Oh, let me get that. I think Ten Hag made it very apparent with his signings that he is going to bring in players who have fight and they're willing to give everything for the badge. And you saw that with Martinez, you saw that with Anthony, and everyone was rating the Brazilian, the South American aggression, and they were like, oh, this is what United's missed. And yeah, I think that we've gone away from that. I think without that attacking intensity, without that ability of in a way, having Aaron Wan-Bissaka getting forward here already better than DALOT. Even when we're missing that attacking intent, I think something that spurs the attacking intent on is defensive intent, and DALOT DALOT doesn't bring that. Like, he will let players come onto him unpressured, and yeah, it kind of just lulls the whole team into a false sense of security. Whereas with Wan-Bissaka, when he pulls those last inch like tackles and everything like that, it gets the team up for it. When Martinez made those like slide tackles and those last man tackles, it got the team up because it was like everyone's fighting for this. When DALOT just sits back and lets people attack him, everyone just looks at him like, what are you doing? Wan-Bissaka, cross. Oh, he found Martial straight away, and I think we won a corner there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has already delivered a better cross than DALOT, even though that's DALOT's strongest attribute, apparently. Reese, I'm up for signing Ten Hag long term and weed out the weak players. Yeah, same. Eric Ten Hag, I would sign him long term, 100%. Yeah, that's what we like. This is like watching old Tottenham. Yeah, toothless. Sancho is a baby. Imagine getting paid 300k a week and not saying sorry. I would lick shoes and run 100 miles a day. Whoever asked me at that wage per week. Mate, me too. I mean, it'd change your life. It'd change your family's life. Gary, we are buying cheap and loaned players in areas we need to spend money. Mount wasn't needed. Yeah, I think that is a criticism that we could place to Ten Hag, in all honesty. I think you could say, in terms of priorities, Mount wasn't necessarily needed. I think Ten Hag's original idea for Mount was that he would bring him in and he would be the exact replacement for Eriksen, and he could train him to maybe come deeper and become a box-to-box. But I think it's clear to see that Mount will never be a box-to-box. He doesn't have the tempo. Look at Hannibal getting the crowd going. Okay, that's good. That's good from Hannibal. But yeah, I think it's clear to see that with Mount, he won't be able to play the Eriksen role as a free in midfield with Casemiro and Bruno, purely because he can't control the tempo of the game, which Eriksen can do. Like, he's a very smart footballer, so he Eriksen's game doesn't necessarily require pace, whereas Mount, I don't know if he has that IQ yet that Eriksen has. Well, there's going to be a free kick here, which Mount is going to take. Mount free kick. Ooh. Misses Harry Maguire and Garnacho. Oh, that was close from Garnacho there. Almost injured himself. Cross from Sergio. Didn't find anyone, but finds Anthony. We're definitely more attacking this half. Ten Hag's got him riled up. Wan-Bissaka back to Onana. Wamby screaming coming, mark my words. Starting this new thing, watch. Are you gonna be the Wan-Bissaka screamer every match now, Jahan? Like tonight, why didn't he start Højlund? Anthony's not good at the moment, but plays. I don't know. Anthony's. Well, who would you start over Anthony, Gary? I think Anthony's a sure bet. I think he gives you at least a 6. So it looks like Arsenal and United are out of the Carabao Cup tonight. Can I knock the game off now? Keith 3-0. No, you can't, Keith. You have to yeah, you can either pour bleach in your eyes or you can keep watching Man United. And don't tell me you'd go for the first one. Tell me something inspiring to make me happy, please. Something inspiring. I can't. Does it have to be to do with United? the inspiring thing? Because I'm kind of drawing a blank at the moment. Now he brings on Højlund. Back-to-back home losses. Tragic, man. Who do you guys blame for that third goal? Because the player was kind of blocking Maguire, so he couldn't really do anything about it. He was kind of like an NBA style guard there. So like Maguire couldn't do anything about it. Amrabat was obviously sloppy to get tackled, but I think Lindelof really should have like approached the player. He shouldn't have just like sat off him, which a lot of our defense do these days. Like I'm pretty sure if Martinez was there in left centre back, he would have made the tackle. He would have gone to the player. No talk about anything other than United, because no matter what you say, it won't make me happy with United. Inspiring, man. Well, Manchester United are commercially the greatest team to have ever advertised the beautiful game. We make the most money in the world, don't we, or something like that? So that's good for us. Well, not good for us. I mean, we just watch the football. We don't really get a share of the commercial success. Just the Glazers do. But yeah. Nah, I'm lost. I'm lost for inspirational stuff. I'm dumbfounded. Okay. Fernandez set piece here. I don't know. I just want to see a goal, really. I just want to celebrate a goal, but Marcus Rashford in the box there, but the ball hit his chest. The problem is if we were losing like close games or whatever, yeah, we'd say, it's a shame and that, but to lose convincingly every time we play, it's kind of just soul destroying, isn't it? A little under 30 minutes for the greatest EFL comeback to get going. Goal every 10 minutes. It's possible, man. It's possible. Bruno Fernandes with a bit of a heavy pass there to Mason Mount. Couldn't. Looks like the Newcastle fans are chanting in the stadium there, so that's good for them. Højlund, Højlund taken down, but no foul given. Classic. Problem is, when you've got so many forwards who can't score a goal, I don't know, it kind of does lean towards the fact that like we must not have an attacking style of play, because surely not all of them are just bad. Mount. Oh. And he skies the shot. Mason Mount. Ten Hag aggressively chewing some gum. It's weird because last season there was all the talk about the players loving the instructions under Ten Hag, and he gives a really detailed analysis of what they need to do with each player, but yeah, no. Now it seems like the players just aren't responding to it at all. I don't understand how they can just fall off a cliff like this, though, some of these players. Højlund pressing here. Sergio pressing also. Ball lands to Højlund. First touch was pretty poor. Okay, 71st minute. I'm gonna post all of the polls in the Discord now, just for anyone who wants to give their player ratings. It's yeah, I can't see it being that positive. I created a man of the match section on the Discord, but I don't think anyone is going to want to vote for the man of the match after tonight's performance from everyone. Who is even at man of the match? Yeah, exactly. It's like there's not been any shining light, really. You know what? I think if I had to pick a man of the match, I'd probably go Maguire, because I don't think he's done anything wrong this match. I can't really blame him for any of these goals. Anthony down the right wing. Okay, Rashford got a cross in, but it was blocked by Newcastle. Lindelof. to Anthony. Anthony to Fernandez, but he couldn't even get it on target. What happened there? Fernandez really should have done better with that shot. That was a good pick from Anthony. Yeah, to not even get that on target, that was very poor from Bruno. Kieran Trippier coming on. This wasn't even close to Newcastle's strongest side, and we got beat 3-0. Man. If Diogo Dalot gets above a 1 in the Discord, I would be shocked. Genuinely. Amrabat. Okay, Newcastle. Lindelof makes the challenge that time. Good. Learnt from the third goal to actually approach rather than just stand there. Bit too late now, though. Newcastle shot, and oh my god, that looked like it was going in. That would have been an amazing goal if that went in. Jesus Christ, that was close. Okay. Does anyone else miss Wout Weghorst, or is it just me? Sack this man in the afternoon for a different saves cost. Nah. I don't think if you sack Ten Hag, we're magically going to be great again. It's always Longstaff trying that against us. Longstaff loves a long shot. Weghorstosaurus. Man. Man, Rangnick had a point. We need a huge change to move forward. I think we all knew that, though. Like, we all know that we need a complete clear out, but again, that's where you've got to go and look at the ownership and say, do we have the funding to do that? No. No, we don't. And do we have the footballing operations to sell to actually get the players off the books? No, we don't. We aren't able to get rid of Deadwood, and we're not able to sign the players that we want. So as a result, the whole footballing function of the club is broken. So yeah. But he got sacked for speaking facts. Yeah, he did. 100% he got sacked for speaking facts. Because the CEO and him had obviously had a little scuffle, had a disagreement, didn't they? So he had to get rid of him. I'm sure we're getting knocked out of all cups and finish 15th this season in a Chelsea style. I think we'd be lucky to finish 8th this season, to be honest. I think Martinez got injured and he's out for a prolonged period of time. And I strongly believe now, having seen what's happened here, I think Martinez was the soul of the team last year. And I think we've genuinely lost our soul this season. Like it's just not the same. It's not the same spirit. It's not the same organization. It's nothing. It looks like a bunch of individuals again. Honestly, Maguire isn't that bad. Onana though, for 30 I don't think Onana's been that bad tonight. In all honesty, I think a lot of those goals they were kind of unsavable. Like one of them went into the side of the net. The other one was in like the bottom left-hand corner from long range. Like, unless you want Onana to just extend his body and add like an extra 5-6 inches onto himself, I don't see how he could have done anything to prevent those. It's like if you looked at the XG of those goals, expected goals, they would probably be pretty high. Like, well, maybe not for the long shot, but for the first goal, it would be pretty high. Like, I don't think Onana could have done anything. We need a leader. Keane is right. A leader like CR7 who loves the club. I don't think Cristiano doesn't really have a record of being being an amazing captain. Like, I think he had the right mentality for himself, but when you look at the team, I don't think Ronaldo was necessarily that guy to sacrifice himself for the team. It was more like, you play into me and then my greatness will win us games. And that worked for a long time because he's amazing, but eventually age catches up with everyone and you can't always say, oh yeah, play it into me and I'll win these games, because you won't win all of them eventually, and then it just becomes a bit of a flawed system. But yeah, don't worry guys, only like 13 minutes until this living nightmare is over, and then we have Fulham on the weekend. I mean, now he's banging because he's getting supplied very well by his team. He's in the Saudi League, mate. Come on. Come on, Ghost. You're better than that. Dominoes. Domino. Good marketing. Anthony down the right. What can he do? Finds Amrabat. Please do not shoot Amrabat. Do not shoot. Fernandez shoots. Oh my god. Oh no. Fernandez dropping deep, things you hate to see because he's not effective there, but he has to do it because nobody else will, and nobody else knows how to build up play apparently. Sergio wins a corner, does he? No, was it a goal kick? Anthony, what are you doing here? Go for a pint, mate. Cost, where do you lie on this loss? Because I'm not going to lie, I'm blaming like 80% of it on DALOT. Like, being 2-0 down going into half-time. Like, we came out with the right intent, but one mistake and we're out of the game, and we saw that with the Willock goal. One mistake and we're out. Prob say DALOT is unreliable as fudge. All I'm saying is Newcastle haven't even tried to go down our left-hand side since we put Aaron Wan-Bissaka on. Whereas in the first half, they were living down there because they knew they could get at DALOT. But I know for United, it's goal and cooked up, ready-served meal. Anthony down the right wing to Fernandez. Fernandez cross. Absolutely no one in the box there. Down at half-time for us is death. It is this season. I mean, I think we've only scored 3 goals in like 2 games. So we've only scored more than 2 goals in 2 games. Oh, Rashford. Wan-Bissaka find Rashford. Rashford. It was hard for him. The cross kind of landed on his chest. But he looked dangerous there, looked lively. Aaron Wan-Bissaka one-on-one defending. If this was DALOT, what do you think would happen? Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't get past him. Of course he doesn't. Aaron Wan-Bissaka right there single-handedly stopped a counter-attack. Like, man, it's not even comparable, him and DALOT. Does Ten Hag want to get sacked? Changes, motivation. I mean, the truth here is starting to show. I think we're going to see a big difference on the weekend purely for the fact Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to start that game. And I think we'll win that game fairly comfortably. He needs to be a disciplinarian. He has been. Like, he's exiled Sancho to eating Lunchables out of a Hello Kitty backpack. So, like, he has been a disciplinarian. He's leaving players throw shiz at him. I think he yeah, I know. I saw what Bruno was doing, Diego. I didn't want to mention it. He's leaving players throw shiz at him. I think the problem DALOT has is that when players are poor, he can't get rid of them immediately because we've had so many injuries. And why am I looking at a topless Geordie man? Oh, what is... What's this come to? Right, he can't bench even send a message because there isn't another player healthy enough to start instead. Yeah, just a victim of circumstance, isn't he, really? Alex, not even surprising anymore. That's who we are. Dead wood, that's all I'm saying. It shows that there's a long way to go with this team and a lot more players that need to come in to change it. By the way, why from Haaland, Bellingham and Sancho we got the third guy? Because we're Manchester United and our eyes completely glaze over for new wingers. Because we're obsessed with Oh, they're going to be the new winger. They're going to be the new... Loads of fans are leaving the stadium early. Feel sorry for the people who paid to get a ticket, man. Why even Chelsea are winning. Come on, Pochball, here we go. So we've got no chance of winning a trophy this season, realistically. Unless somehow in the FA Cup, all of the big teams get knocked out. We've got no chance, but we can't score goals, so how can we win games? Doesn't make sense. Bruno frustrated there. And so we bow out. More like get dragged out. Empty seats in the United Stadium. Yeah, lots of people just walking out, shaking their heads. I mean, look at the Gunners. Yeah, they've been dragged out as well. So, but the thing is, they're doing better than us in the league, so we can't even celebrate it. Arsenal got done by West Ham. Amrabat slipping, Newcastle passing around us, and Bruno trying the nutmeg. Wow. Well, Gamerish trying the nutmeg. Man, social media about to get brazy for every United fan. Oh, I don't want to think about it, Blake. Oh, man. Just get so many angry people in the DMs. It's just, oh, God. I'm just in pure disbelief right now. I think it just goes to show that this team is so far from United's history that it's able to break these records. Like I mean, how we've fallen so far. Like this is only the second time Newcastle have ever won at Old Trafford. Lad, I had someone saying they couldn't get Domino's because of United fans' tears. It's already started. All the comp edits being posted 20 minutes ago. Jesus Christ. Oh. It's ridiculous, mate. Now we are supposed to be serial winners, not serial disappointments. Man, in 10 minutes, Newcastle will be throwing compilations on the gram. Yeah, the compilations, and it's going to be revenge is a dish best served cold, and then cut to the long range strikes and DALOT getting spun and all of this stuff, and it just makes itself at this point. They don't even have to think about it. It's like, God, gonna have to delete Insta and Twitter. Comes with a meme musician. Music. Literally, all because some guy couldn't defend. Like, genuinely, the whole club, that's all it takes in team sport. One weak link, you're only as good as your weakest link, and we're only as good as Diogo DALOT, and Diogo DALOT is fudging shiz. I can't swear. YouTube overlords don't like it, but that's it. That's the moral of the story. And now I've got to look at interviews of every pundit, every person going on about how Ten Hag is terrible, and now serving fresh hot cooked United here. DALOT needs to go to Germany. I'm not going to read that one out, Cos, because that's a bit. That's a bit. Well, it's nonsensical, number one, and it's also just a bit. Come on, you're better than that. What yeah, you, retract it. Retract it. Retract that from a statement. Jesus. Like, the reason people watch United and football is like for some entertainment and to escape. Like, at this point, we are just watching something to just pain and just murder us. Or murder our souls anyway. VAR check, message was offside. Good choice, good choice. The ref made a good decision there, Cast. And that is it. Cool. Newcastle 3, Man United 0. We all had the times of our lives. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna go off quick for like 2 minutes. Gonna then quickly run through the player ratings on Shutting Up Shop. and yeah, and then I'll open up the Discord chat. So going live again in about 2 minutes. Bear with, but appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. Means a lot, and because yeah, honestly, like if you guys weren't, at least we've got each other to kind of just pity ourselves, man. But yeah, cheers guys, and I'll see you hopefully in like 5 minutes just to run through player ratings. Godspeed.